Hi, K-drama fans. We are the KThree, and this is our weekly watch list where we talk, discuss, and gush over our favorites and sometimes not so favorites shows that aired last week in K-drama land. So grab your beverage of choice and let's get this copy clutch started. Monday, Tuesday, dinner mates. Marisa? There was debate on the interwebs on Twitter that this was horrible or it was good. Where did you fall with Dinner Mate this week?
What was horrible?
The way it ended. People were really upset that Doki, when it ended, they thought that she was gonna be mad at Haekyung. And I didn't see it that way. I saw it completely different. I'm curious as to how you saw it at the end.
So this happens so much with dramas where it ends on this tense note. And then the next week it gets brushed aside or it's completely different than what you had, the way they had left us.
It happens all the time, right?
So I actually don't really know how Joey feels because I don't think that, I mean, they only just presented this. So I don't really know. I'm surprised how violent Haekyung got. He's a psychiatrist. I mean,
I will say that, but there was a part of me that was like, yes, because how dare you, Jaehook, decide that you're going to go to Doki's new boyfriend and force him to be your therapist and then tell him that you broke into his girlfriend's house and ask him to counsel you. I was like, how dare, oh my God, I was super into it.
Yeah, so this is Dramaland drama, right? Because shrinks don't take, patience. Yeah.
Well, I did appreciate that Haekyung was like, I think this is a problem. Let me refer you to someone else.
Right.
So, yeah. So we're kind of just in a K-drama thing where we went to the end and now we're going to back up.
That's right.
I really enjoyed this week's episode a lot.
Oh, it was like, I mean, Ichion's character, Jaehyuk, has just got, it's like the stalker playbook. It's
full
like befriend her mother.
Man. All the way to like the light. All the way to the light flicking on off. I started laughing. I was like, what? Hey, Fatal Attraction. Nice.
That's right. Just like, oh my God.
Soon there's going to be a bunny on the stove.
Oh, Lordy. Yeah, they really went off the rails. These two exes, it's like, I think what I was trying to clumsily say with it from another show, in just that she's so naive to think that this is going to work. Like what? So between the two exes who are just really like batshit crazy at this point,
like delusional, like completely delusional. Like they said no repeatedly.
I know. So this is our drama, right?
Other people,
because our drama is not the fake-o truck of doom, whatever the other tropes were between our lead couple. The drama is coming from the second leads, like inserting themselves and not being able to let go of these relationships. But it's like, it's the stalker playbook.
Both of them. It's terrifying. And and we all know, I mean, we know, I love Song Seung-hyun. I love this character. Haekyung so freaking much. And I felt so bad for him in these 2 weeks because he was just like, he's just adorable, right? Like he's just adorable and looks out for her and gives her space and lets her know how he's feeling and communicates. And like if Jaehook and the other ex are like the playbook for stalkers, like Haekyung is like the playbook we all want as women for our who we get. Like that's what we're looking for. Like listens to us and understands where we're coming from and tries to speak casual to us, even though it's super uncomfortable for us. Like that was adorable.
I know. And appears at your doorstep in the middle of the night because he's concerned. Like he's there. And this is not a rescue. This is just like actual concern. And why she didn't let him in, I don't know. Because clearly her ex has gone off the rails and there's a psychiatrist knocking on your door. I don't, drama.
I feel like that was not the only, I mean, God knows I feel like there's always some stuff. So I felt like that was just, I didn't understand where she was coming from. They did make a point to mention it later in the drama where she was like, if he finds out about this, he'll realize what a mess I am. And I feel like that's kind of I feel like they're creating drama with that mentality. And I'm kind of like, but he already knows what a mess you are. Not a mess, but he already knows because he met you when your boyfriend, when you met,
exactly. The two of them met. They know all about how their exes were just playing with them before they got together. So that one felt, that reaction felt superimposed. It didn't feel like it really rings true with the character.
Yeah. So I do feel like they could have taken that in a completely different direction.
Yeah.
And still gotten to where they needed to, in my personal opinion.
So what episodes were those? That
was 11, 12. So we've got 2 more weeks left. So everyone who's panicking on Twitter, panicking is the wrong word, but you know how Twitter reacts. You know how Twitter happens. The thing that I keep reading on Twitter, I should say, is that we're concerned that this is basically the setup so that they can be apart for 2 episodes and then they'll get back together in the finale. It does seem classic K-drama, right? Yeah. But yeah, my other big note was, the kiss, finally, super sweet. Even more, not even sweet, but hilarious. If you get the chance to watch the behind the scenes of that, it's hilarious.
Yeah. Okay.
It's adorable and hilarious. And I'm trying to navigate this kiss scene. Oh my God. It was and can we just all just agree that Ye Ji-won is gorgeous? Freaking gorgeous. Like she had the hair and the thing through the knot, and I was just like, I love her so much. And then when they went and did, and I said this is like episode 1 or 2 or 2 or 3, but when they did the paintball thing and they went through the line and they were the ones with the cross things at the end, I'm like, this is a really missed opportunity, people, and I kind of need this in my life for the next show. I need this to happen. Yeah.
The paintball was it was silly fun that we needed. It was really,
absolutely
really
good. Loved it.
Really good.
Yeah. I love the fact that Hae-kyung rides to a rescue and saves her from Jae-hook with it, and then she turns around and looks at him, winks, and then shoots
him with her one arm shooting.
Right.
So funny. And then Ye Ji-won on the roof.
Yeah. Just a sniper. I'm just like, oh my God. Yeah.
That was cute.
It was a lot of fun.
Good.
I'm really, really enjoying the show. So I feel like if they don't go too off the rails with her lying to him about what happened and they kind of have an actual conversation about it, I feel like they could stick the landing. I do leave it open for blowing up in our faces though, because God knows we've seen it happen enough times, right? No. But I'm really hoping not. No. All right. Dinner make me love you so much. Yeah. Next. Okay. My unfamiliar family. I forgot that we already hit the halfway point. I was like, is this episode 5 or 6? Oh no, it's 9, 10. So we are headed into the finale and Dad decided to blow it all up. I'm not sure if it was better or worse, but we found out that not only does Mom not have a boyfriend, but Dad actually never had a second family, but not because he had a mistress, it's because he accidentally hit this little boy when he was driving his truck and never told his wife.
Right. So such guilt. And then at the expense of ignoring his own son. Probably because, and I think they touched on this a little bit, but raising a family is hard. Raising children is hard. And he's got 3 kids. And so he took the easy way out. He let this guilt consume him and went to this other family so he could be the fun savior that comes in and not actually have to spend 24 hours with his own kids. So
yeah. So I was kind of like, I really wrote my notes. Is this better or worse? Because I now kind of feel like because there's no other romantic relationship I feel like they're now setting us up for a reconciliation between Mom and Dad.
I don't think so.
God, I don't think so. There's part of me that wants it and there's part of me that doesn't. I really don't want it for her.
No, I don't. This is a lifetime together. I don't think they can undo all of the secrets and hurt and just not being there for each other.
Right.
Actually, for both of them.
When she chucked that peach, I was like, whoa.
Ooh, she's mad.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's the slow, that marriage was the slow disintegration of their own selves. So I don't know. You can't come back from that.
And miscommunication. That is just across the board. Mm-hmm. If nothing else, it's a testament to communication. Oh, even if it's rocky and rough. Just
yeah, we get so scared of conflict and confronting each other, but man, look at how it just eroded their relationship.
Right, 20 years of believing things that weren't even true.
Right, and eroding it with your kids, you know. So you have a maknae who, you know, Big Nuna said, you know, he uses that. We treat him like the youngest, and so he acts like the youngest, and we forget that he's an actual grown-up man. Yeah. And then you've got your middle child, played by Hanyeri Yuni, who is the middle child who's always trying to make peace at the expense of her own sensitivities. Right. Yeah. Trying to cover those up. And then you've got Big Nuna, who felt like she took on too much responsibility, now has discovered that her father is not her biological father, and instead of recognizing what a father is, you know, latches on to the idea that, you know, he's not my dad because she needs to, because she's going through so much hurt in her own life. Sure. You know how that is, like, when you just want to feel pain, and so you can't really see how situations are. You would
I know how that
wallow.
Yes, yes, Marisa, I understand that comment. Sadly, more than I can admit. Yes. But yeah, I mean, I feel like everybody's had that moment in their life where they're just like, for real life, for real world, like, what the hell is happening right now? And I feel like that's where Big Nuna is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they just keep piling it on. Like, Big Nuna, take this, take that. How about this? And
But I think that's why she's so ice cold, you know, because A, she's going to crack, but B, she's not.
And I think she did by the end of these two.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like, a couple of times. The crying just was so heartfelt and gut wrenching, you know. And that she feels she has no one to lean on. And she's not interested in Kim Ji-suk.
No, not even a little. And nor is he interested in her. Yeah. Park Chan-hyuk is all into Little Nuna. And I'm like, come on, show. That was just mean. That was just cruel the way you ended that episode.
Oh,
him stride. I'm not going to lie. When they did that slow-mo stride up, I was like, oh, Ji-suk. Oh, my goodness. Gracious. Hello.
In front of that, the beautiful wall there in Seoul. It's just.
I mean, listen, he's charming. Fuck, right? Like, I mean, even when he does, like, you know, even when he just had a couple of little like moments, like, he is charming as fuck. And I think he's adorable. But when he came stride, he puts his hands in his front pockets. I'm done. Like, man, it's ridiculous. It's the dumbest shit that I'm just like, hands in your front. Only certain men can do hands in the front pockets. Kim Ji-suk can do it. Some men, you're just like, what are you doing? What is happening right now? Him, I'm like, yes. I'm a simple and bizarre creature, Marisa.
He's 100% male.
So, yes, he is. Mm-hmm. And I just think he is just a nugget, and I want Little Nuna to just grab it and not let go.
I know, because in contrast to our VP, who potentially is there to actually fire her, but maybe offer her a writer contract. I don't know.
Right?
I don't know what's
they
going
seem
on
to
in
be
publishing
going,
business. But they really made that clear. It's like it's like, oh, boom, beginning of the episode, he doesn't contact her for a week because he's spending it with his not ex-girlfriend. So I'm like, okay, so that's where this drama is positioning him. It's like she needs to stand up for herself. Say, I'm not going to be with a man who's unavailable.
So proud of her in that scene. Oh my God. Yeah. That was amazing. I loved it.
Yeah. She came into her own. She broke out from that middle child, syndrome where she's trying to make everyone happy.
Yeah. So good. I loved it so much. I was like, you go, Little Nuna. It was so good. So good. Yeah. I enjoyed it quite a bit this week. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've gotten better at just letting it wash over me and not try to figure out all the different threads, because otherwise my brain would break. There's just too many things happening.
Yeah. This is definitely one that piles it on, but not in a makjang-y, overwrought kind of way. Like when Big Nuna broke down, it was emotional and real. It wasn't like over the top with the wailing.
Right. So, no, it was very heartfelt. I really felt, I felt a lot of feelings this week for this one. Absolutely. I did. I was like, oh God, I know I do.
I mean, if it was the makjang, Little Nuna would have thrown that iced coffee in the face of the ex-girlfriend.
Absolutely. That ex-girlfriend she should be in Dinner Mate. She's so awful.
Yes, yeah, it's the same character.
Ugh.
So manipulative.
Stop.
These, yeah.
My question is, but why did little Nuna go and meet her? That's my question.
I don't know.
I mean,
You're right. Why did she?
I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's some weird morbid. There's some sort of like. I mean, I've been in the position where I've been cheated on, and like if the other woman would have called me and wanted to have coffee, I'd have been like, wait, do I?
Yeah.
Hold up. But yeah, so I'm always like, I don't know. I think it's a bad plan. But I was proud of her that she was like, I'm not touching that phone. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
I was really proud of her in many scenes this week. Now I just need to embrace Kim Ji-suk's Pak Chan. Where are you? Pak Chan Hyuk. Just love it. I need that to happen badly.
Yeah. Totally loving this show. There's so much coming at you, but I'm really just loving all these people.
I really am. It's an amazing cast. I'm really enjoying it. Wednesday, Thursday.
Do we know why this is also called Memorials? I understand Into the Ring, but Memorials?
That I don't know. I know I saw that the other day and I was like, I have no idea what that is.
If you out there know, help us with this.
Please. Yeah. Because Into the Ring makes sense. Like, thematically. So yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was surprised how much I was all in on this one.
Oh,
I really was. I was expecting it to be so over the top that I was just going to be like, I cannot. But I really, really enjoyed it.
I definitely, as I was watching episode 1 and definitely then in episode 2, I'm like, I get it. This is a Black comedy. This kind of reminds me of Election with Reese Witherspoon.
Yes.
So I'm like, oh, so this is where we are. Because I at first with all the extreme angles, I was like, is this going to be 16 episodes of wacky? And I'm like, it's edgier than that. And then I understood. And I also looked at the cast. Because to have these,
the veteran cast is amazing. Yeah.
Yes. And we have from Parasite as her mom,
oh
Jang
my God. I was so happy to see her.
And her dad, An Kil-kang. So I'm like, I understood that there was something really juicy and different about this script. And I'm like, oh, this is a Black comedy. I understand what's happening now. So yeah.
And I really appreciate the fact that I felt like the trailers made her look really wacky, but in the actual show, it's not that she's wacky. It's that she literally lives and dies by justice. And I love the fact that that is just who she is. Like, she flatly refuses to keep her mouth shut because if she sees something's wrong, she's going to talk about it. And I'm like, fucking love that.
I know.
And I loved that. Well, first and foremost, you just have to say, I mean, their chemistry is undeniable. And we have said this every time we see them together. But Park Sang-hoon and Nana's chemistry, I love it so much. And all of their pictures they're taking together, they're like adorable. Like they're hugging and holding hands and being like, I freaking love it. Love it. Like, I'm all in for this relationship. For the relationship, I didn't even care that they'd known each other since they were 5. Like, whatever. I was like, I'm in. Totally, they do. Absolutely. I'm all in.
Of course. So what I'm loving about this is that you can see her arc. You get that she's going to go from being someone who's meddling and just taking, just running for office because she wants the money, to understanding that she's going to find her purpose. That all of that those skills she's developed in meddling is going to pay off once she actually comes round to the idea that she has something to fight for.
Exactly.
So it's starting, and I love that that's going to be the growth over 16 episodes.
I do. I loved it. I'm shocked how much I enjoyed it, but I really, really enjoyed it. And another one that just made me crack up is that I love that this little boy, the little boy that she's babysitting is like part of her team. And he's just sitting there eating ice cream and like, you're crazy. Like, what is happening right now?
I love that they're in this huge bookstore.
Oh my God, it's amazing. The bar. Yeah. Hilarious.
And that her 2 best friends, they're just like, take no shit. I love it. Yeah. I love it. And
I love our little crew there.
Such a great crew. And because they're naive about how the system works, they're not playing the system. So like in my nonprofit work, I deal a lot with local city councils.
Wow.
And this nails it. Like the more local your politics are, the less people care unless there's something, you know, and occasionally there's something to protest against. But for the most part, they don't care. And so that's why really local neighborhoods, elected officials can just run amok, run rampant. So
sure.
It's fascinating because it's super quirky when you get to this local level of politics. And we have An Sang, who is essentially his character in My Country reincarnated.
I know, right? I love the fact that every time he shows up, you know he's going to be a pain in the ass. Whether he's full evil or just a grumpy curmudgeon that is just glowering, you know, just kind of moping in a corner like he was in Radiant, where just, you know, the woe is me mentality. Like he always is that guy that you're just like, oh man. Like I love him. I love seeing him. He's a great actor, but he's so that guy that every time you see him, you're like, yikes. We got something's about to go down. And then it's like, hi, Dad. I'm like, no. Yeah.
Of
so that
course
was
he's his
interesting.
father.
So that, of course. So that's going to be really interesting. And I'm really jazzed to watch more Park Sun-hoon. I'm really excited to see more of him because I was really just riveted by him in Justice. And I'm so happy to see him using his glowering for good in this one. Because he's got this charisma that I can't stop watching, and I love it.
Yeah, and he's different. He's So yeah, I'm totally, and I love that Nana, you know, despite her being this really beautiful idol, she's an actor. She really, you know, she digs into this character. So
yeah, I know. I was reading somewhere, I don't know if it was on Twitter or in a blog or whatever, that they're hoping her acting gets better. I actually find her to be a very natural actor. Like, I find her acting to be really organic, personally.
Yeah, me too. I'm really enjoying her.
So I really enjoy her. So guys, I mean,
if you want something different.
Yeah, I'm as surprised as anyone that I'm really into this one. But the first 2 episodes for me were really super satisfying.
Me too. Yeah. So if you're looking for something different and a little edgy and kind of has an indie feel, then
indie feel. That's a really good description for sure. That's exactly what it was. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm into it. I'm excited. Yeah. All right. Next up, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's okay to not be okay. Where are we this week, Marisa?
I have to find a way to understand the show and like the show. Because there's so many things I like about it. And then there's so many things, I mean, I'm not trying to find reality in this show because people clearly are reacting in their wacky K-drama ways. But I can't track it, you know? Like when her mother, not her mother appeared, like the way she reacted to that. And I keep seeing Hotel Del Luna now that they've opened up the house and we're seeing it in daytime a little bit more. I'm like, so I'm kind of approaching it as more of a fairy tale. Like this is not one of her books, but like there are elements of fairy tales in it and storytelling that's different. And this is one of those K-dramas that there's some very kind of like her nightmares, very mystical elements.
Yes.
But I haven't quite figured out how to absorb it. Because it's, you know.
Yeah. I will say this. I feel like we do not give Kim Soo-hyuk enough credit for how good he is in this show.
Oh my God.
Like his character this week, I felt like owned the 2 episodes. We learned a little bit more about him, a little bit more about how he feels. I was so happy when he finally kind of stood up for himself and is like, listen, you're a lot. I already have a brother who's a lot. And I don't think emotionally this is the best thing for me. And so I was really happy to hear him vocalize that. Because I feel like it's just not a healthy situation for him. And I understand the moth to the flame thing that they're trying to create here. And, but I really love the brothers a lot. I really love His best friend, Jae-suk, who is played by, where are you?
Kang Ki-dong.
Thank you. I'm like, I can't find him on my list. Kang Ki-dong, I love him. I think they aren't using him enough in this show. I really love that. I love Park Jin-joo, who is playing. I think she's horribly underutilized as the CEO's like assistant. So I'm really enjoying a lot of the things that are happening.
And Kim Mi-kyung also, she's fighting for him, that she's this other voice that he hasn't heard, that it's okay for him. You know, his brother is an adult. Yes, he's on the spectrum, but you know, when you've been someone's caretaker your entire life, you can't move. How do you move beyond that? So
absolutely. And I even found, I mean, as much as I think collectively we're all like anti the friend who's played by Jang Gi-ri. I mean, I thought the scene between her and her mom, it went after they got in the fight and she's crying and mom's like, no, it's okay, here, eat. And then she's like, but he didn't talk to me that way. And she's like, wait, that's why you're upset? that was a great scene.
So great.
I love that scene.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot that I really, really like about the show. And I think the character of Go Moon-young is an amazing character. I love the character. I just am having a really hard time rooting for the relationship. And that's where I'm at.
Yes, because if she really has a diagnosed disorder, and they've started, you know, saying that a little bit, but not from anyone who's a medical professional in the show, then she's got to come a long way, because he's all empathy and caring.
Yes.
And she is all like selfishness, and she's got walls up everywhere. And if it's because of her traumatic upbringing, that's one thing. If it's an actual personality disorder, that's a whole other set of
and that's
things.
The thing.
So I don't know.
I feel like, and I mentioned it last week, and I actually have now sources that the writer actually gave her the diagnosis. And that is where, not only is it in the Wikipedia description of her character, it's also, she said, So Ye-ji actually said it in an interview that the character has this diagnosis. So it's not me just sitting here self-diagnosing a character. It has been told to us by the writer that this is a character who has antisocial personality disorder. I'm not making it up. I'm not the writer, but the writer told us specifically that is a situation. And I feel like that needs to be addressed before I can root for this coupling, because there's a lot going on there if that's the case for everyone.
Yeah, I'm actually wondering if that's where we're going to end up in episode 16. You know, I would actually, because we've seen so many K-dramas, this is how it works.
Yeah.
But I was trying to think back to It's Okay, That's Love, with Gong Hyo-jin and Jo In-sung, where he's schizophrenic. Oh, okay. And the way it ends is he actually goes into a hospital to be treated. And that's how they come out of it on the other side. Yeah. So, but this show is much more fantastical.
Exactly.
You know, the psychiatric hospital is a very wacky place. So
very
I
wacky.
don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's where we're going. I don't know.
Exactly. And so it's difficult for me to see the tactics that she's using and then having them work to what she wants, because I feel like that's very toxic for our guy, Moon Kang-tae. I think it's a toxic situation for him. Yeah. So, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I have to say, I'm actually not rooting for them as a couple.
Right.
I'm just watching their relationship develop, and what the relationship doesn't necessarily, for me, have to end in a love relationship, because she is how she is, and he's got some issues he has to work through too.
Absolutely.
It's just that they're together, but I'm actually not rooting for them to fall in love with each other.
Listen, their chemistry is off the charts. I think it's amazing. In real life, all in. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they were in a different drama where it was just, usual rich girl and usual, guy who works in a hospital, blah, all in. This is a totally different situation, which is where I run into a little problems. So, Marisa, this is what I did this week.
Yeah.
I was watching it and I'm like, all right, Jen, let's learn not to love it, but let's figure out how we can make this, how we can get through this, right? Because I want to love it and I love so much about it. So I went to astrology, people. And if you watch any of our Astro Corners, and it's not so much the actor's specific astrology, it's actually just a very specific aspect in astrology. And it is Venus and Pluto conjunct. And so what's fascinating to me, so you have Venus, which is your relationship planet, and it is Pluto, which is a slow-moving outer planet. And so it's all about destruction and reforming. And so when Pluto connects to Venus, your relationships, it is kind of a scorched earth policy. And if you can survive it and learn from it, you can then build to this amazing thing. And that's how I see these two. Our girl, Ko Moon Young, is Pluto all day long. And I feel like it's in Scorpio. So it's life and death, scorched earth, getting into the muck that hurts everybody's feelings. Like she knows exactly which buttons to push to make him, and he's Venus. So he's all that love and empathy that you were talking about. And so when those two come together, they're like moths to a flame. They can't ignore each other. And so that's kind of how I am watching it from that. So if he can learn to, right now I don't feel like I think he knows what the score is in the situation. But if she can learn to not cause complete scorched earth and can grow, I feel like the relationship is a possibility, or at least whatever it is she's trying to, a family or whatever it is she's trying to build there is possible. But if she just goes to the darker sides of Pluto and just continues to act on every whim she has because she knows what she needs, I think right now we're in the darker sides of Pluto, and I'm hoping that as we get closer to that midpoint, she's gonna maybe shift to the higher of like just clearing out the things that don't work for you and rebuilding a stronger foundation. How's that?
Yeah, that explains a lot because right. You have to. There's so much that's gorgeous about this show,
yes,
but we can't. But what's amazing about this is that we don't understand the characters, right? And they're not reacting in ways that we think we've seen before. Right. So again, like for me for fairy tales and you for astrology, to be able to kind of place it in some kind of an understanding, I think makes the show more enjoyable because you can't track it in the usual K-drama way.
No, exactly.
Which is why, which is why you see them as Venus and Pluto, and then I see them as like. No, if you remove, there might be an attraction element, but is this love? I don't see that.
Oh, and that's the thing. Venus and Pluto is not love. It can become love, but it's obsession. Pluto is obsessed with Venus because Venus exudes everything that Pluto wants. And so she's not in love with him. She's obsessed with him. And that's the Pluto energy to Venus. Venus also kind of enjoys at first that attention because Venus likes to, it's a relationship planet. So you like the attention. And so it plays off of itself. But if you can't learn to grow and figure it out, it blows up in your face. You can't avoid those relationships, but if you can learn to work with it, it's good. But if you can't, destruction.
This is a really helpful way to understand them because we can't, otherwise you're just going to break your brain because
I know.
As much as you want them together, you don't.
Right. Yeah.
But I had just to say, that was just episodes 3 and 4. We've got a long ways to go.
No, that was...
Is that... Oh, I'm sorry. That's 5 and 6.
I'm like, no.
5 and 6. So we still have, if the natural pivot point is episode 8, there's still like a couple of hours of like drama that's going to happen.
We got some juice about to happen for sure. Oh, I mean, I don't know. It's dicey. But I mean, it's so pretty. It's so visually, viscerally enjoyable to watch.
Yeah. I'm actually wondering, so there's some other characters in this show and the other actors who we love so much, and I'm not seeing very much of them.
Yeah.
Like Jang Young Nam.
Right.
Like,
she's kind of just has like a throwaway line here and there. It's weird.
Exactly. And then also our assistant, Park Jin-ju, who plays the publisher's assistant, her snark.
Oh my God, I love her.
She's just dropping gems all over the place, like half under her breath.
Yeah, I mean, she's completely underutilized. I don't understand. She's so good. I love her.
So maybe we're going to be moving towards them a little bit more. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. I find it really interesting. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I like it. Venus and Pluto, people. Venus and Pluto. That's where I'm going with that.
That's good.
I'm going to cling to that.
So actually we have our top 3 moments, and one of them is from It's Okay to Not Be Okay.
Always.
Right. The very end of the episode 6. So they moved into the Bluebeard story, and then they gave us the bloopers.
Oh my God. The bloopers were the best, right?
It was so great. It was so great to see Oh Jung-se just as Bluebeard, just like stomping around.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
It was great. No, that was a lot of fun. You could tell they had a really good time shooting that, for sure.
Yeah. And then they slammed it, like, Kim Soo-yeon as the hunchback, because all of a sudden it became the Hunchback of Notre Dame because her name was Esmeralda.
Right. They're like, we're going to mix it all together. There you go. It's all together. And yeah, it was very sweet. Not sweet. Sweet's the wrong word. What's the word I'm looking for? It was fun.
It was fun. They had a lot of fun with it. The whole silent film, playing on that. It was really cute.
It was. It's an interesting way to tell the story too. I thought it was definitely interesting. I can't wait to find out about what the real story is with Mom.
Oh, with Mom.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's in that basement?
I don't know. I
don't know.
Yikes. Ooh. And number 2, the kiss and dinner mate. Finally. Yeah. And it was so sweet. Like, he came back and he just wanted to talk to her. I loved it. I love him so much. So much. I love that character so much. Oh, now my only concern is that I'm concerned that Do-hee is like this, suddenly is like super virginal. That's my only concern. Like, it was a super sweet kiss, and it was a real kiss. It wasn't just, face pressing. It was a nice kiss. But now suddenly she's super virginal. It makes no sense.
I know. I guess it's such a condemnation of women. Like, they can't be sexual in any sense. And that's not even that sexual. So
no. Yeah. So, I mean, that's my only disappointment, but the kiss was very sweet, and I felt like it was well earned. I think it came at the perfect time, and it was just, I loved it. I loved it so much. Yes.
Okay.
And number 3.
Into the Ring.
Yes. That opening and the closing, when it was just so it was just so stylized. Like, where that girl is walking with her headphones, and all of a sudden she just sees like this mob of people like walking past her, and you're just like, what is happening? And then Park Sung-hoon is sitting in the thing just waiting to clock down to get out of there. And then everything starts rumbling, and then in walks everybody. And then under a halo of lights, Nana walks in and drops her application on the desk. I just thought it just kind of gave you the setup of what, I just thought it was a great way to set up the whole show.
It was. That ending was really powerful and big, and just like, ooh, this is going to be good.
Yeah.
So that was
and
really
I love that they bookended it, because a lot of times they're like 2 months earlier, and it's like you have to you get through like two or 3 episodes before you get there. But I love that it was just that hour. It was just that hour, and it was done. It was it was really tight. I really enjoyed it.
It was good.
So,
it was good. Yay!
All right, you guys. So there it is. That is our week. It's a little bit light again this week, but boo boy, we got a ton coming up in July. So go ahead and check it out. Oh, I got the right hand this time. Check out our Can't Wait to Watch list over here for July, our upcoming dramas. We even look at a lot of the trailers, so you can check that out there. And until next week, we are the KThree. I'm Jen.
I'm Marisa, and thank you for being a part of this. Remember to like and subscribe and hit the bell. And every Monday, we will be here talking about the K-dramas that we've all just watched.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.